Hello, my loves. My name is Brittany D. I am a psychic medium and spiritual teacher here to give you an overall collective message for September 5th through the 12th. As always, this is an overall message for the collective. So if you'd like something more specific and unique to you, just click the link in my description to my website and click book a reading. Some things that we got going on is my sale on massages. If you'd like to come in person and get a massage here in Louisville, Kentucky, is going on until September 15th. And the next round of the intuition development, if you're interested in developing your psychic abilities, your sensitivities, your empathy, and really harnessing that, then the intuition development is a great place for you. And there will be a link in the bio or in the description below of this video. So that starts in a few weeks. And reach out to me. Let me know if you have any questions. Let's see what they have for us this week. This is very general, whatever's in the highest and best for the overall collective from September 5th through the 12th, Spirit, whatever's in the highest and best. Yes, your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly, which last week we were talking about really just being in that receiving, and like we are making the change and taking the shift and we know what we need to do. And then I said, I bet you next week is when we're going to be doing the damn thing. We're going to be taking the leap, doing the thing, taking like literally, there's a receptive mode and then there's like an action mode. It's like the feminine and the masculine. And this is, we were more in the feminine. This week is like more in the masculine. We're taking the action and it's aligned with our intuition. It's aligned with our soul selves. But we are going to be the ones actually taking the action to create some magic and some miracles in our life, to step into a more divinely aligned path for ourselves. Waves of prosperity. New abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. So this is what we're stepping towards, because we're stepping towards a more abundant path, because we're stepping into a more aligned path. We're using our free will to take action in the direction that we know is more in alignment with who we really are. Pay attention. Notice signs and your inner guidance, as this can yield valuable information. This is your reminder. Yes, you're taking action. Yes, you're in your masculine. Yes, you are using your free will to create more abundance. And also, always listen to your guidance. Listen to that valuable information. Pay attention to that. They're just reminding you to make sure that you're using your free will to take action accordingly, to take action in alignment with what Spirit is guiding you to do. Dwelling in truth. I stand in the light of truth. This feels big energy this week. Like, some people are not going to like the action that we take. Maybe they benefited from us operating out of alignment, and now you're stepping into alignment and your more abundant path. And this is your truth. And so you have to really just honor and stand in that light. I'm just receiving that everyone might not be totally on board with you being in your truth. They might have benefited somehow from you operating from not your most like authentic, truest, purest, most abundant minded self. And then of course behind that we got the mending bridges. I heal rifts, I am a mender. So just know that they might be resistant at first. They might feel like abandoned, or like you don't care, you're being selfish, you care about yourself, you care about your abundance and your path and your prosperity, and they might be feeling left behind initially, but the path will be mended. Their more aligned path will open up as well, and that will become clear. So it will become clear that this is just what is genuinely in organic alignment. It's not that you are selfishly trying to leave anyone behind while you rise into your high vibration. although it may initially, for a brief moment, be translated that way. But really, it will be clearly shown that this is just what is the highest path for all. It's not really you and your free will, and that's why they're saying it's so important to pay attention to those signs and signals and communication, because you're using your free will, but really it's all to bring things into more alignment and harmony with the true divine plan. Expecting miracles. Miracles are blossoming in my life. This is what happens when all of us, everyone, is surrendering to true divine alignment. And I think we even got this card last week too, which means we are still in that miracle energy. The difference between last week and this week is that last week, yes, the waves of prosperity, yes, the abundance was pouring in, yes, the miracles were present and the magic was here, and that's all still here. But the difference between last week and this week is last week we were just in this deep, deep feminine receiving mode. We were just like holding our hands up and just open channel, allowing it to move all through us. This week, we are bringing that and now incorporating our action and our free will and our individual separate mind into the co-creation of this. So just know that there's going to be prosperity, there's going to be abundance, there's going to be miracles for everybody. But there might just be, you having to really use your free will, stand in your truth, be in your truth, and allow that to unfold as that is meant to unfold. Trust your intuition, and it will become very clear that it's not your ego or you trying to be selfish or self-serving. This is just you following the divine path, and it will be made clear that this is just what the true, genuine alignment is. And everyone can have miracles, and that no one's left behind. It just might take a minute for that to happen. Let's see. So if you're new here, welcome, first off. And I always like to pull a card from the psychic deck at the end of the reading, just to kind of see what the next week or the following week, what energy it might hold. So we'll see what the psychic deck has for this week, of course. It is truth. Truth is a big theme this week. Truth was relevant last week. It's relevant this week, and obviously going forward. Because we are really just aligning with our truest, purest self, like our divine self. And we're really integrating this week our ego, personality, separate self into that plan and into that knowing and that truth. And it's going to continue to unfold. Here is what the psychic deck is telling us, is that we're going to have to really continue to follow that North Star. We always are, right? That is the goal, always. But there are times where it's really heightened, where it's I can see so clearly, eyes wide open, I can see so clearly how this has not been alignment. What I've been doing here has not been in alignment with my truth. And then you have to course correct. And that's okay, because that's what contrast is. We forget and we remember, and we forget and remember, and that's what we're here on earth for. So we're just in that eyes wide open moment and course correcting. And part of it is divine will, and part of it is our will. And in that creation process, there's really some beautiful abundance and miracles that come into play as we align more clearly with our truth and our purity and what is honest. And integrity with the wholeness and the harmony of who we really are, and all on a greater scale as well, everyone, each individual's path. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I'd love to hear from you. Please comment below, subscribe, share with a friend if you think it might be helpful for them, and I will see you next week for our next collective message. So much love, and namaste.